Everyone has an opinion about Octane. Your dad says always run premium, it's better for the engine. Your buddy says that's a waste of money. Regular is fine. The internet says it depends on the car. And the gas station, they just want you to buy the most expensive option. So who's actually right? Here's the problem. Nobody's testing it. Not on a real car. Not in real-world conditions. Not with actual data. Just opinions, theories, and guesses passed around like facts. Until now. We took a 2021 Mazda CX-5 with the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter Skyactiv-G engine and ran 3 separate tests using 87, 91, and 93 octane fuel. Same car, same driver, same routes, same conditions. The only variable? The fuel. We measured fuel economy, throttle response, engine temperatures, and how the car felt and performed under different driving conditions. And the results? One fuel was clearly better, one was a complete waste of money, and one was somewhere in between, but maybe not where you'd expect. Today I'm sharing the complete results of our real-world Mazda Octane test. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which fuel to put in your Mazda and why the advice you've been getting is probably wrong. Let's get into it. Why Octane matters and why it's misunderstood. Before we get into the results, let me explain what Octane actually means. Because most people get this completely wrong. Octane is not a measure of energy content. Higher octane fuel doesn't have more energy than regular fuel. Higher octane fuel is not inherently better or more powerful. So what does Octane actually measure? Octane measures a fuel's resistance to detonation. Detonation, also called knock or ping, is when the fuel-air mixture in the cylinder ignites before the spark plug fires. This uncontrolled combustion creates a knocking sound and causes pressure spikes that can damage pistons, rings, and bearings over time. High-compression engines and turbocharged engines are more prone to knock because they generate more heat and pressure in the combustion chamber. Premium fuel, 91 to 93 octane, resists this premature detonation. Regular fuel, 87 octane, is less resistant. Here's the key question. Does your specific Mazda engine need that extra knock resistance? That determines whether premium fuel actually benefits you or just costs you more money. Let's look at what Mazda says. What Mazda actually recommends. The 2021 Mazda CX-5 with the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter Skyactiv-G engine, Mazda recommends 87 octane, regular unleaded, not premium, not mid-grade, regular. But here's where it gets interesting. The Skyactiv-G engine runs a compression ratio of 13:1. That's incredibly high for a naturally aspirated engine. Most naturally aspirated engines run 10:1 or 11:1. So how does Mazda get away with running 13:1 compression on regular fuel? Engineering. The Skyactiv-G uses a specific piston design, combustion chamber geometry, and cooled EGR, exhaust gas recirculation, to prevent knock even at high compression. The engine is designed from the ground up to run efficiently on 87 octane. But here's the question our test was designed to answer. Even though 87 is recommended, does running 91 or 93 actually improve performance or fuel economy enough to justify the extra cost? That's what we set out to find. The test setup. Let me explain how we made this test as fair and scientific as possible. The car. 2021 Mazda CX-5 Sport with the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated Skyactiv-G engine, 34,000 miles, well-maintained with regular oil changes. The fuels, 87 octane regular from a major brand station, 91 octane mid-grade from the same station, 93 octane premium from the same station. We used the same brand and same station for all 3 tests to eliminate fuel quality variables. The test period. We ran each fuel for 2 full tanks, approximately 400 miles each, to allow the engine's ECU to adapt to the fuel. Modern engines have knock sensors and adaptive ECUs. They adjust timing based on the fuel they're running. 1 tank isn't enough. You need 2 tanks for the ECU to fully optimize. The driving. 60% highway, 40% city. Same driver, same routes. Tracked every mile. What we measured: fuel economy. Calculated manually from fill-up to fill-up, not using the car's display. Engine temperature at idle and under load. Throttle response at different RPM ranges. 0 to 60 miles per hour, times using a phone-based accelerometer app. The results. Let me take you through each fuel one by one. Before we get into the numbers, if you want the complete guide to fuel recommendations, maintenance schedules, and everything else that makes your Mazda last 500,000 miles, click the link in the description to download your 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint. It covers fuel, oil, fluids, and every maintenance interval your Mazda needs. Let's get back to the results. Test number 1, 87 Octane, regular. We started with 87 Octane because that's Mazda's recommendation. This is the baseline. The control, what the car was designed for. Fuel economy. Tank 1, 28.2 miles per gallon combined. Tank 2, 28.6 miles per gallon combined. Average, 28.4 miles per gallon. This is right in line with the EPA estimate of 27 miles per gallon combined for this model. Engine temperature. Normal. Sat right at the middle of the gauge under all driving conditions. Throttle response. Smooth and predictable. The engine pulled cleanly through the RPM range. 0 to 60 miles per hour. Average 8.1 seconds across 5 runs. Consistent. Subjective feel. The car drove exactly as it should. No complaints. No rough spots. No knock or ping, even under hard acceleration. The Skyactiv-G engine clearly handles 87 Octane without any issues. The cooled EGR and combustion chamber design does exactly what Mazda says it does. Prevents knock at high compression on regular fuel. If you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice for my Mazda guys. Test number 2, 91 Octane, mid-grade. Next, we switch to 91 Octane mid-grade. This costs about 20 to 30 cents more per gallon than regular. Over a year of driving, that's approximately $150 to $200 extra. Let's see if it's worth it. Fuel economy. Tank 1, 28.8 miles per gallon combined. Tank 2, 29.1 miles per gallon combined. Average, 28.95 miles per gallon. That's about 0.5 miles per gallon better than 87 Octane. Over 15,000 miles per year, that saves roughly 26 gallons of fuel. At $3.50 per gallon for regular, that's about $91 in fuel savings. But you're paying 25 cents more per gallon for 91 Octane. Over 15,000 miles at 28.95 miles per gallon, you buy about 518 gallons of 91 Octane. That's $130 extra you're spending on premium fuel. Net result? Switching to 91 Octane costs you about $39 more per year than the fuel savings offset. Engine temperature. Virtually identical to 87 Octane. No meaningful difference. Throttle response. Marginally crisper at higher RPMs, above 4,000. Difficult to notice without back-to-back comparison. 0 to 60 miles per hour. Average 7.9 seconds. About 0.2 seconds faster than 87 Octane. That's real, but barely perceptible in daily driving. Subjective feel. Slightly more responsive at high RPM. Otherwise virtually identical to 87 Octane. The verdict on 91 Octane. Marginal improvement in fuel economy and performance that doesn't offset the extra cost. Test number 3, 93 Octane, Premium. Now, for the most expensive option, 93 Octane Premium runs about 40 to 60 cents more per gallon than regular. Over a year, that's $300 to $450 extra spending. Is the performance improvement worth it? Fuel economy. Tank 1, 29.0 miles per gallon combined. Tank 2, 29.3 miles per gallon combined. Average, 29.15 miles per gallon. Almost identical to 91 Octane. only 0.2 miles per gallon better than 91, and only 0.75 miles per gallon better than 87 Octane. Over 15,000 miles, that 0.75 miles per gallon improvement saves about 40 gallons of fuel. At $3.50 per gallon, that's $140 in fuel savings. But you're spending $375 extra on 93 octane fuel over the same period. Net result: running 93 octane costs you about $235 more per year than running 87 with zero meaningful benefit. Engine temperature: identical to both 87 and 91 octane. Throttle response: similar to 91 octane. Slightly crisper at high RPM, but not noticeably different from 91. 0 to 60 miles per hour, average 7.8 seconds, barely faster than 91. Significantly faster than 87 in timed numbers, but 0.3 seconds in the real world is completely imperceptible. Subjective feel: honestly, nearly identical to 91 octane. We had to look at the timer to see any difference at all. The verdict on 93 octane: almost no improvement over 91 octane. Definitely not worth the extra cost in a naturally aspirated Mazda. What the numbers actually tell us. Let me lay out the complete comparison side by side. Fuel economy: 87 octane, 28.4 miles per gallon. 91 octane, 28.95 miles per gallon. 93 octane, 29.15 miles per gallon 0 to 60 miles per hour. 87 octane, 8.1 seconds. 91 octane, 7.9 seconds. 93 octane, 7.8 seconds. Annual fuel cost: 15,000 miles. Fuel prices $3.50 per 87, $3.75 per 91, $4 per 93. 87 octane, $1,850. 91 octane, $1,941. 93 octane, $2,065. Annual cost difference versus 87 octane. 91 octane, $91 more per year. 93 octane, $215 more per year. The performance and efficiency gains from higher octane fuel are real, but minimal in a naturally aspirated Skyactiv-G engine, and they're nowhere near enough to justify the extra cost. The clear winner: 87 octane. The winner is 87 octane, and it's not close. In a naturally aspirated Mazda with the Skyactiv-G engine, regular 87 octane fuel is the smart choice. It's what Mazda designed the engine for. The performance difference with premium fuel is real, but so small that you'll never notice it in daily driving, and you'll be paying $91 to $215 more per year for the privilege of that imperceptible improvement. Over 5 years of ownership, running 93 octane instead of 87 cost you over $1,000 with almost no tangible benefit. That's money you could spend on actual maintenance that genuinely extends your engine's life. The exception: turbocharged Mazdas. Now, here's where the results would be completely different. If you drive a turbocharged Mazda, the rules change entirely. The Mazda 3 Turbo, CX-50 Turbo, CX-9, and CX-90 use turbocharged engines. Turbocharged engines generate significantly more heat and pressure in the combustion chamber. They're much more susceptible to knock. And that's why Mazda recommends 93 octane premium for their turbocharged engines. But can I run 87 in my turbo Mazda to save money? Yes, you can. The engine won't blow up. Modern turbocharged engines have knock sensors that detect detonation and retard the ignition timing to prevent damage. But here's what happens when you run 87 in a turbo Mazda. The knock sensor detects potential knock. The ECU retards ignition timing to prevent it. Power drops, fuel economy drops. The engine runs less efficiently. You're paying less per gallon, but burning more of it to go the same distance. And you're running the engine in a compromised state that generates more heat and causes more wear. For turbocharged Mazdas, Premium fuel is a genuine requirement, not a suggestion. Don't cheap out on fuel in a turbo engine. It's false economy. What about fuel brand? Does it matter? While we're talking about fuel, let me address another common question. Does the brand of gas matter? Yes, but probably not in the way you think. All fuel sold in America meets minimum EPA standards. A gallon of 87 octane from one station has the same octane rating as a gallon from any other station. But here's where brands differ. The additive package. Major brands like Shell, Chevron, and Mobil add proprietary detergent packages to their fuel. Shell calls theirs V-Power. Chevron uses Techron. These detergent additives help keep fuel injectors and combustion chambers cleaner, which maintains efficiency over time. Discount gas stations often meet minimum standards but skip the premium additive packages. For Mazdas with direct injection, fuel system cleanliness matters. Without fuel washing over the intake valves, since injectors spray directly into the combustion chamber, carbon buildup is already an issue. Using fuel with good detergent additives helps minimize combustion chamber deposits. My recommendation: use a top-tier certified fuel from a major brand. Top Tier is a certification that guarantees an enhanced detergent package beyond EPA minimums. Station brands that are Top Tier certified: Shell, Chevron, Costco, BP, and others. You can find the full list at toptiergas.com. Using top-tier fuel doesn't cost more. It just means choosing a brand that's certified. The long-term engine health consideration. Here's one final thing to consider about octane choice. Some people argue that running premium fuel, even in an engine that doesn't require it, is better for long-term engine health. The reasoning: higher octane fuel burns more completely, leaves fewer deposits, and keeps the combustion chamber cleaner. Is this true? Partially. Premium fuel with good detergent additives can help keep the combustion chamber cleaner, but in a naturally aspirated Skyactiv-G engine that's designed for 87 octane, the combustion is already optimized. Running 93 octane doesn't make it burn more completely. The combustion process is already tuned for 87 octane. If you want cleaner combustion long-term, use top-tier 87 octane fuel and change your oil every 5,000 miles. That's far more impactful on long-term engine health than spending extra on premium fuel. And if you want the complete guide to fuel recommendations, oil changes, fluid specs, and everything else that makes Mazda engines last 500,000 miles, don't forget to grab your 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint from the link in the description. It covers every decision you need to make to protect your engine for the long haul. The bottom line: we tested 87, 91, and 93 octane in a naturally aspirated Mazda CX-5. The results were clear. 87 octane won. Better value. Same performance in real-world driving. No meaningful downside. 91 octane showed marginal improvements that cost more than the fuel savings offset. 93 octane was virtually identical to 91 octane and cost $215 more per year, with zero practical benefit. If you drive a naturally aspirated Mazda, use 87 octane from a top-tier certified station. Save the difference. If you drive a turbocharged Mazda, use 93 octane premium. It's required, not optional. Don't let the gas station upsell you on premium fuel your engine doesn't need. Trust Mazda's engineers. They spent years testing this exact engine with these exact fuels. They said 87. They meant 87. Put the money you save back into maintenance that actually makes a difference. That's how you make a Mazda last 500,000 miles. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.